Now, Amy, I want to make this rapid fire. I want questions coming at me and the coaches. Let's get Doug McGurk queued up. I love the background, Doug. Man, I gotta say, when you're not walking around, you look better. Your lighting is on point. Let's give Doug McGurk a big round of applause. I see Mitch Jorsky's on the call. Mitch Crypto Jorsky is here. Where are my other millionaires? If our other coaches are not on the call, it's going to be the three of us then answering questions. Let's unmute the mic. Amy, hit us with some questions. What do we got?
So I have a question. I know you were saying when you're presenting your offer, you look for what the client's challenges are so you can, serve them with a product that's going to help them. So what if you ask them what their challenges are and you don't get an answer from them? What are some ways to figure out what their pains are and figure out what service they need?
Excellent. Yeah, a lot of people don't want to be vulnerable when they first meet you. So that's definitely not question number one. You'd be seeking to find out what is the goal. Usually, why are you selling your house is the best question to start that conversation. Why is that important to you? Or why are you selling your house? Why is that important to you? And then continue with the conversation with excellent. So what would be the ideal scenario? You want to really think about the things that they want. They will start hinting at the negatives. They'll start giving you the negatives, things they don't want. Doug, you want to open that a little bit more?
Sure. And one of the things that we can ask is, if things could be different, how would you like them to be different? If there was something that you'd like to change or modify or improve, and then once we start hitting improve or that, because if you just ask change, that's kind of like, oh, okay, you're not asking me to like, hey, what's your biggest fear right now? What do you know? But if they, if you could change things, how would you change things? If things could go differently, how would you like them to go differently? Now they'll start picking away a little bit at it. And then you go, okay, well, why is that important? What would happen if you were able to make that small change? How would that impact whatever it is we're discussing, whether it's a, real estate, whether it's a business, whether it's whatever it is. Now you're going to start finding out what the impact is. And usually the positive impact will be the converse of the negative that they're looking to avoid. So what most people want, and with the CRM, this is brilliant. What do most people need? More leads, more opportunities, more people to talk to. Why do they need that? Well, so they could talk to more people to make more money. They could be more successful. They could all that. So now we could start digging in deep. And then ninja skills, when you come into Heart of Influence or any of those, is go, well, why is that important to you? Who else is that going to impact? And now you start getting what's really going on that you can then use as that. Okay, we got to take action. We've got to get stuff going, because if we don't do that first thing, which is sell that property, buy that property, move this business, get more leads, your kids are going to die starving in the streets. Got it? Oh, yeah. Now that was a little extreme, but you get the point, right?
Awesome. Let's give Doug McGurk a round of applause. Great question, Amy. And Thurman, I see your hand is up. And by the way, Alchemist Connect can do all of that for you. We're programming it with questions, where when it goes out, it's going to text them a question, not a, hey, can I buy your house? And scan if that makes sense. You want the dialogue started, right? Create a valuable conversation with people. Go ahead, Thurman. I see your hand up, brother. And we can bring everybody into the room. This Q&A session is open to everyone. So feel free to unmute your mics, throw your hands up, and we'll just call on you as we go. Go ahead, Thurman.
Yeah, it's good to see you again, my friend. So I just had a question on Alchemist Connect, because I didn't quite understand it. I'm not asking for a deep dive, but just what is it, just in a general sense? Is it like a phone app, or is it some like application on your computer?
That is such a great question. So it is a little bit of both. We know that today in technology, you have to have both in order for people to be successful. So Alchemist Connect is a multi-purpose CRM website builder. Now, the website building features do not work on the app. The app is solely for contacts. It is for automating your contacts. It's for responding to people. It's for making the talking a lot easier, inputting data like while you're out there networking. The app is just designed to be a really good input and communication piece. The rest of it, the site building, the website building, this is all built into the desktop version. So you can build funnels, websites, memberships, forms, surveys, add a chat widget. You can add your media to it. On the marketing side, you can build your email templates. You can build your text templates, your social planner. So it eliminates Hootsuite. And on the automation side, you can actually make your workflows so an email or a text or a ringless voicemail drop or a Facebook message would go out automatically through the CRM. So a lot of it is desktop based, but then when you're out there meeting people in a social environment, you only have your phone. We allow that feature, like just primarily input and conversation. You can text somebody right from the phone. Is that valuable, Thurman? Did I go over?
Yeah,
Because it's very
absolutely.
easy to go over on this one.
Yeah, no, I was like, because I was listening, I didn't understand it, but also with you showing it, that made more sense to me. Thank you.
Absolutely. Let's give Thurman a round of applause. And Thurman, you and I spoke this week about selling, right? You and I spoke about you have a course where people could learn how to read 100 books in a year or 52 books in a year and be able to retain. And you and I were actually talking about like, you've got to now go out and talk to more people. Well, Alchemist Connect is a great way to build your list and then build deep relationships. And then even once you do have your course, by the way, all coaches who are listening to this ever, because this is recorded, you can use Alchemist Connect to build deeper relationships with your clients, with your communities, with your students, so that you can now learn what's going on with them, learn what the challenges are, and serve them better. Hands to the camera if we all commit to serving our people better. It's gonna take asking them what's going on. You have to know what's going on with them. Alchemist Connect and simplify that. For us, I can send, we have our list is 12,000 people who I've touched on some level, some way, somehow. 12,000 people, I can send out a text, say, hey, what's the biggest challenge for you in your business right now? Hands to camera if you know that's a game changer for me and for them. Absolutely. Elaine, I see your hand up. Let's give the beautiful Elaine a round of applause.
Me, okay. Yes, thank you, Walter. Thank you so much, and for the opportunities to learn from you. I have questions. So, and I finally get one for the people investors. He like asked me to help him real estate. So his price range from 1.2 to 1.8. So
Excellent.
what do you recommend? So how do I do? Do I need to do like I read you learning from you? So
Excellent.
do I need to find the attorney? How do I get the pay? Because I don't have the license. Do I need to take the real estate license?
Excellent. So what you would want to do is lock down a piece of property,
Yes.
or work with a real estate agent who may be able to pay you a marketing fee for connecting you that investor. But I think that locking down the piece of property and with them, maybe partnering with them may be a better way, or just asking them if they would pay you. You got to be very careful. If you don't have your real estate license, you can't work with a buyer first. So that's kind of one of the rules, Elaine. So either send it to an agent and let that agent go and make a commission and they pay you a marketing fee, or get your real estate license. That is an option, and work with them. And a lot of brokerages will allow you to work with a client, and it takes about 60 days to close a deal. So by the time you close, you may have your license already figured out. Does that make sense? You could have your license within 30 days if you do it quickly. There are ways to get your courses done in a weekend or 2 weekends and then just take the test. So it is possible to have your license in 30 days if you move quickly. But as a wholesaler, by the way, this goes for every wholesaler across the country. It is completely illegal. This is the illegality of wholesaling, to work with a buyer first. That is what makes wholesaling illegal. Hence, Karen, we understand that. Now, that being said, wholesaling is completely legal if you work with the seller first. So Elaine, if you found an off-market property, you found a seller and then connected it to your buyer, that is legal. That is 100% okay to do. Was that helpful?
Yes, thank you so much, Walter. The thing is, I need a follow up. Maybe when you have the chance, I check you all. Now I need, like you say, I need to find on the value, Yes.
Absolutely. We have a lot of courses on Alchemist Nation on how to find off-market properties. And one of the easiest strategies is to build a list, put it into Alchemist Connect, and then start building relationships with that list. Start finding out who wants to sell, what they're looking to sell for, why they're looking to sell, and then start helping them out. And Elaine, I would definitely get your real estate license. If you've got players who are looking to spend 1 million to 1.6 million, hands to the camera, if you understand what Elaine is going to go do, she's going to get her real estate license, because that makes a lot of sense if you got friends who are looking to buy like that. Awesome.
Thank you for wise. Thank you.
Let's give Elaine a round of applause. Great job. Great question. What else? Go ahead, Eric. I see you, brother.
Hey, Gualter. Yeah, and I know actually, I just wanted to that's the first time I heard that. So if I have a relationship with someone that I know that's in the business that may be able to buy, I can't talk to them until I go talk to the seller first.
Eric, you can talk to I don't want that to, okay. Here's my biggest concern for anybody who ever gets it, like a real estate license or gets into a business or is starting a new career. They won't go and get the business. They won't market or sell themselves until they get the license. Don't ever do that. Please sell today, Eric. Lock down all the clients, lock down all the contracts. You just can't get paid legally until you get that license. Just don't take the money yet. Hence, if that makes sense.
All right.
But build up, line up, get the contract signed, like go get the business, man. Like just don't take the money until it's done legally.
Gotcha. All right. All right. Thanks, brother.
You're welcome. Let's give Eric Flory a round of applause. He's actually one of the masterminds I'm a part of. I love seeing you on here, brother. What else?
Glad to be here always. I appreciate it.
Hell yeah. Brian, I saw you, man.
Yeah, I wanted to add a little bit of a different twist on a 10X rule than what kind of got brought up, and I had to bring it up on my phone, so I feel like I'm legit for Audible. But a lot of times when we're reaching for a goal, it comes to find out that we're horrible at estimating the level of time, effort, and work to actually achieve the goal. So what I got from Grant Cardone's book on this is, if your goal is, say, I want to make 100 grand, we'll actually aim for 10X that. Aim for actually making $1 million, so that even if you fall short, you're still guaranteed success. And so that's the 10X rule, because that gets away from people, oh, I'm just going to do 1,000,000X, 1,000X. I'm like, no, that's just stupid. You're just being outrageous at that point. The idea is, if I want to hit my goal, I need to plan and expect it may take 10 times longer than I want, and it's going to take 10 times the amount of effort. So plan to do that first so that I actually hit my goal.
Let's give Brian a round of applause. That is such a great takeaway. And by the way, I always take 10x 100 is my formula. 10x 100. So the level up is always because I know I can't talk to more than 100 people. Hence, can't we grasp that? Like, I can't have deep conversations, relationships with more than 100 people outside of my family. So 150 is my number. That means 100 are for business, 50 are for play, for pleasure, for health and relationships. So then that 100 have to be very, very intentional. So if I'm going to 10x my income, I've got to 10x that 100 people who are going to bring me that income. Hence, can't for catching this.
I want to add a little bit more, just because when people fail, they quit. And sometimes it's because they get demotivated. But once you realize, oh, it's going to take 10 times more effort, and it's going to take 10 times longer than I initially planned, then you're like, oh shit, I just need to keep working harder. And 100%. So that way you don't fail, because you don't quit, you don't fail.
100%. Let's give
Awesome.
Brian a round of applause. Go ahead, Doug.
Yeah, let me add to that, Brian. Great share. Something I wanted to share earlier. Two things. One, we overestimate what we could do in a month or a year, and we underestimate what we could do in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. So to Brian's point, sometimes we give up too soon and we don't realize that we are indeed 3 feet from gold. And then the other thing we want to be aware of is the converse 10xing that we as humans can sometimes do. We may 10x our negative self-talk. We may 10x our negative mindset and go down rabbit holes, go down stories, look at evidence of all of the problems. You could turn on the television right now. You could talk to some friends and they're going to tell you all the doom and gloom and all the challenges and the woes and all the crap that's going on, which then plants seeds of that fear, which then we nurture. We 10x those rather than 10xing our powerful mindset, investing in ourselves, surrounding ourselves with people, which can be a challenge at times because we have enough people in our world telling us how effed up things are. And I'm not saying they're not. I'm saying that there's also on the other side extraordinary opportunity. And now's the time to surround ourselves with an environment that is going to encourage that. We need to 10x our investment in ourselves now more than ever, because that's all we got, right? So the only thing we can control is ourselves and how we respond to it. So be mindful that we're not 10xing our negativity, that little self-talk, something that we've maybe been used to. And by the way, it's not like going to be like, woe is me, the world is crashing. It could be, I don't know. And that alone, how many have lost a deal with, and then boom, slip through your fingers. And then you look back and you go, oh man, if I had just taken action boldly, it would have worked. And now we're looking back with regret. So thanks for sharing that, meaning yourself, don't live there and go, okay, next time an opportunity comes, we're going to take advantage. We're going to surround ourselves with people who are going to support us as opposed to encourage our negative mindset, which is easier to find, by the way. So that's all I have to say about that. Boom.
Let's give Doug McGurk a round of applause. If you don't know, Doug is not just a motivational speaker who is motivating us right now, but he is also a speaker trainer. He teaches people how to speak, how to sell from stage. If you're looking at 10x your income, all you got to do is 10x the amount of people you're talking to at a time. And if you see, we're talking to 60 people right now, but this is being recorded, it's being zoomed, it's being shared, so that I get about, we'll say 5,000 to 10,000 people who watch this afterwards because of where this goes and all the different channels it's going out to. And so that brings in a lot of eyeballs, a lot of people learning and becoming millionaires just through osmosis, through gaining it the long way. Some do it the fast way. Some people jump into the mentorship. Some people jump into our live events. Some people jump into our workshops. And so they speed up the process. Some buy books. Whatever process that they're getting is because we're automating and we're scaling the amount of communication that we're doing. So let's give Doug McGurk a big round of applause and thank you for teaching me how to scale and share all my information across bigger platforms. I love this, the impact that we're able to have thanks to that information. Alchemist Connect, I just realized how I can know who wants to be on the training this week. Hence, if you know you want to be on the training this week, I just realized you can go to alchemistconnect.com and sign up for the 30 days free trial. It is going to ask for a credit card. If you have found after 30 days of me teaching you how to use it, after 30 days of me showing you how to put the systems together, after 30 days of me helping you take your list from old CRMs that are costing you way too much and website pages that are costing way too much and bringing it all over for you. If after 30 days you don't want to pay $97 a month, then just cancel. And if we understand that's that easy, don't pay. Awesome. But if after 30 days I have gotten you a 10x return on investment, then it makes a lot of sense to pay it again and again and again. Hence, if we grasp that concept. If it's not working for us, not making money, cancel it, please do. Or have a conversation with me or Mark and let's figure out maybe what's going wrong. Obviously, if we don't use it, we don't create money. Now, I want to go back to Mitch Jorsky. If you could give your rendition an opportunity where maybe the 10x wasn't applied properly, or where there's an opportunity where people could apply it right now in crypto. Hands camera, who said they backed the truck up at $20,000 on Bitcoin? Who said that before? Who knows somebody who said that, right? All right, Ms. Jorsky, please.
That's ironic because I was busy buying a little Bitcoin this morning while you were chatting away. I can do that though, because this is like my third round, it feels like, on wealth principles. They're all here. Gualter's in my subconscious while I'm buying Bitcoin. I actually also wanted to touch on what Doug was saying. I almost had jumped in when he finished just because I was so amped up. Basically referenced Doug, and for anyone that wasn't there for it, I think it was Master of Influence was the event when he talked about the wedge of doubt. And that was one of the most powerful, memorable things that I think I've personally taken away from everything Doug's done over like the last year. So if you weren't at Master of Influence, hashtag sucks for you. You got the next one, probably whatever it is, next year sometime. But, he talked about the 10x thing and let's not do it with negativity. And it starts with that wedge of doubt. And like he was talking about, was there ever a deal that you didn't buy and you look back? All right. We all know that, I'm a scaredy cat. Well, that's what I used to be. And the reason I created that brand was to get away from that and get other people away from that. And in 2014, 2015, when I was early in real estate, there was so many real estate deals that I was like, I don't know. And if anyone brought me a deal like that now that I was questioning, I would say, I want 10 more of these, right? So it all started with that little wedge of doubt, like whatever it was. I can't remember specifically for each one, why I was like, oh, I don't know. And then that little wedge of doubt eked in further and further, and the gap gets bigger. And then next thing you know, you're not making a decision, or you're not pulling the trigger, so just pay mind to that, because there's a big difference between doing proper underwriting and letting doubt stifle your progress, right? And in the moment, you're going to probably struggle to figure out which is which. But that's why it always goes back to trust the numbers, trust the numbers, trust the numbers. And then also when it comes to people and partners, trust but verify. It's like, when I first met Gualter, it's like, seems like a good guy. He's got a little stuff that might be a little trust but verify. And
turns out I was way better than you expected.
Took the words out of my mouth. I was about to say it. So that's my point. He says it all the time, trust but verify, because there's plenty of awesome people out there to partner with. And, in this community, luckily we're blessed that everyone pretty much is, moral, ethical, legal, pretty much, the things that we focus on. But, once in a while you get some bad actors, but that's not the norm. So don't let that doubt be a wedge to you not getting into a good partnership. So I just wanted to circle back on that in regards to what Doug was saying, because I think it's super powerful. Because when it comes to investing, whether it's trading stocks, trading crypto, investing in real estate, flipping houses, 90% of it is here. anyone can learn the fundamentals. Anyone can learn how to read, stock charts and candlesticks and all that stuff. Anyone can learn that. That's technical information. The execution, the decisions, it's all here. So just always keep that in mind. 90% of it is mental. So if you're struggling to move forward, figure out what is blocking me.
If you're listening to this and you're not watching the video, Mitch Jorsky is pointing to his head. So he's saying it's all in your head.
Yes.
It's all mindset.
Let's really give Mitch Jorsky
a big round of applause. Let's give our millionaire coaches a big round of applause, sending them blessings and thanking them for the time they commit to us every Saturday and for the time they commit to our mentorship students with them every single week, going through and answering questions and working through their problems. Blessings to our millionaire coaches, celebrity coaches who take care of us and help build this tribe. I got to say about what Mitch was just talking about, and I know there may be more questions. So for any questions, we're going to end it. But let's bring the questions to alchemistnation.com. Just drop them into the activity feed. Me, our other millionaires, and our community will respond to any questions that are dropped in alchemistnation.com. Hands to the camera, millionaires, if you commit to responding to things that you can answer. If somebody asks a millionaire question, awesome. People who are extremely smart and successful on Alchemist Nation, hands to the camera if you commit to answering questions that people are asking. Excellent. Let's give them a round of applause. The point that Mitch just brought up about the right room, being in the right room, the importance of, we have spent years building this room for you. We have spent years building the people who are at the 100 Millionaire Summit this year, who were there last year, who are at these Alchemist Nation events. They are alchemists. These are people who turned themselves, transmuted themselves from where they were into a state of abundance, creativity, of being able to build and help and support others, so that when you touch somebody else, they are instantly becoming leveled up. In fact, I was talking to a gentleman yesterday who is a leader of a RIA, and he told me, he said, man, it's impossible to get people to move like that, to get people to take action. And I told him, I was like, my belief system is totally different, man. I believe it's easy to build millionaires. I believe it's easy to teach people, to show them, to guide them. And he said, oh, well, we'll see. I said, you know what they say, our iron sharpens iron. I said, you hang out with an alchemist who's built themselves, who's mentally trained themselves like this, who's taken the hypnosis sessions from Doug McGurk, and who's read the books and done the things. I said, I'm like granite, my friend. There's not iron sharpening iron here. This is a granite rock, and your mindset is sandstone compared to what I'm going to do for you. I will shape you, I will guide you, and I will put you in the fire. And you'll come out believing the way we believe, that everybody has the potential to become a millionaire, that everybody can and will go and take the actions if they believe in themselves, they can clearly see the vision, and they talk to enough people. That's why Alchemist Connect was such an important project, because it was about connecting people. It was about being able to communicate and automate your communications. This is the greatest time for our community ever. As far as Alchemist Nation goes, as far as every one of you on this call goes, we are literally at the greatest point that we have ever been, the highest leverage point that we have ever been in our entire relationship. As long as I've known you, as long as you've known the celebrity coaches, as long as you've known your partners and your friends and the new friends that you're about to know, we are now at the highest leverage point that we have ever been as a community. There are many reasons that have all culminated towards this. One, I'm now hanging with RIA leaders, other people who run groups the same size as ours and bigger all across the country. Hands to the camera if you know, that's cool. That's powerful. The second thing is Alchemist Connect, our platform. Our Alchemist Nation's literally 6 months old, the digital platform. That's 6 months old. We're finally figuring out how to use it, how to leverage, put information, put free courses out there for you to have value. People are connecting each other. Who's connected with somebody on Alchemist Nation? You sent a message to somebody already on Alchemist Nation. We're now connecting. We're using the platform in a meaningful way, so deals are getting done. Alchemist Connect is like the fuel on the fire, like the gasoline that allows you to connect with the outside world. We built Alchemist Nation to connect within internally. It's like our internal server. Alchemist Connect allows you to connect with the outside world and automate that process so you can draw more people into your sphere and what you're doing. But it gets even more powerful than that. Back to what Mitch said. In this room, powerful, amazing, abundant mindset people. Yes, hands to camera if you commit to build 100 millionaires. If that's something you're going to do. Other rooms, hard to find that commitment. But this week, every person I talked to said, I've already done it and I will do it again and I will continue to do it, but I never thought of it that way. I love what you're doing. That's such a better way to think of the RIA. That's such a better way to think of my meetup groups. I'm building millionaires. It's fun to them. They're already doing it though. Hands to the camera, if we're seeing this, if we can grasp how they built me, they built many of you who have been to the RIAs, who have been to the local events. So I'm strongly encouraging that you do go to your local real estate investor associations, that you do connect with other investors because they got money, deals, and labor. They got skills. They can do the things for you. Be out there connecting in person, leverage those groups and take those contacts and put them into Alchemist Connect. And let's, over the next few weeks, over the next few months, build some really good, solid follow-up automations so that those relationships start bringing you deals, start bringing you money, and they start becoming partners who will do deals for you so you can earn more money and do less work. Wealth Principle 20, 10x your business, 10x the planning for your business. Next week, we're going to be here for Wealth Principle 21. Wealth Principle 21 is create the definiteness of your vision. I said it just a minute ago, and I've said it before. First, you got to believe it's possible. This is the key to becoming a millionaire, and a billionaire gave me this information. So not from my mouth, but from his mouth. The secret to becoming a billionaire and coming up with billion-dollar ideas and doing billion-dollar things is first, you got to believe it's possible. I'm pointing to my head right now. You got to believe it's possible for you. Second, you must have a very clear vision that you can share with others. It must be visually available for them. Who's noticed alchemistnation.com? You can go and see, you can read my vision statement. You can see what we're going to do for this company, for this community. It's got to be clearly visual where they can see it. And the third is you've got to communicate with everybody. So next week, Wealth Principle 21, we're going to be talking about how to get the definiteness of your vision, not just for you and your clarity, but so others can see it as well. Hands scanner, if you commit this week to 10xing your plan, to getting clear on the plan that we started today, we only started, get some more detail on it. If you have somebody in your life that you maybe could share a little bit of love with them, that you could go out and just make them feel a little more special, please take the next 5 to 10 minutes as soon as we hang up from this and send that text, make that phone call, give that hug, go and make somebody feel really special because they know you and because you know them. Hand scan, if you commit, you can do this. You can spread some love right now. Awesome. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you. I appreciate you. Cheers.
Doing it all day today, baby.
Hell yeah.
Doing it all day today.
Thank you, Eric. When you have a choice, I always work with the best.
The bless.